Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take interesting sources, break them down, and pull out the key insights for you.
That's the plan.
And today, we're getting into a real classic, or maybe infamous classic, David Cronenberg's 1983 film, Videodrome.
Oh, yeah. Sci-fi, body horror, psychological thriller. It's got it all. James Woods, Debbie Harry.
Exactly. And we've got a great review here to work from. So our mission really is to unpack what this film is about, why it hit so hard back then, and why you might find it, well, still pretty relevant, maybe even unsettling today.
It's amazing how it sticks with you, isn't it? Came out decades ago, but the themes, they just keep echoing. Really speaks to Cronenberg's foresight.
Totally. And look, the tagline itself kind of sums it up, right? First, it controls your mind, then it destroys your body. That just grabs you immediately.
It does. It sets up that core tension straight away, the mind-body connection and how media can, interfere with it.
Yeah, not just interfere, but actively attack it.
Right. It's not just saying watching bad stuff is bad for you. It's suggesting the medium itself, the signal, can be infectious, can physically corrupt you.
So let's talk about the setup. We've got Max Renn, James Woods' character. He runs this slightly sleazy cable channel, Civis TV, always hunting for the next shocking thing.
Right. Something edgy, maybe exploitation stuff. And he intercepts this pirate signal, Videodrome.
And it's just brutal. Looks incredibly real. Torture, violence, very disturbing.
But the key thing, and the review really stresses this, is that it's not just images. The Videodrome signal itself carries a neurological virus.
A virus? Wow.
Yeah. So watching it literally starts to change the viewer's brain, causes hallucinations, alters their reality, and then the body horror kicks in. That's where it leaves simple, shock value behind and gets much weirder.
And the review mentions the structure, or maybe the lack of it. Calls it a fever dream more than a standard story.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't hold your hand narratively.
It sort of meshes conspiracy thriller vibes with that psychedelic body horror and throws in all this media theory. Feels designed to make you feel lost, kind of like Max.
Absolutely. That disorientation is key. You're experiencing Max's reality breaking down with him. It forces you, the viewer, to question, well, everything you're seeing. It's really effective if uncomfortable.
Let's talk about Woods' Max. The review calls him arrogant, sleazy, but also sympathetic.
I think that's right. He starts off pretty unlikable, maybe, this cynical media guy. Yeah. But Woods gives him this vulnerability as things spiral. You watch his whole world, his mind, his body just come apart. It's a gripping performance.
It really grounds the craziness in a way.
Yeah, even when things get completely surreal, you're still sort of tracking his human reaction to it.
And then there's Debbie Harry, Nikki Brand, this radio host Max meets. The review mentions her sensual unease. She's drawn to Videodrome too, isn't she?
Oh, definitely. She represents a different kind of reaction to it, this almost masochistic fascination. She finds it exciting, dangerous, adds this whole other layer of psychosexual tension.
That mix of pleasure and pain seems central.
Exactly. And the supporting cast, they're sort of ambiguous, right? The review hints at this media cult idea. Their dialogue is strange, very detached, clinical, but also kind of erotically charged. It ramps up the whole unsettling atmosphere.
And visually.
Yeah.
Wow. The practical effects by Rick Baker are legendary. The review singles out a few.
Oh, yeah. The pulsing, breathing TV screen.
And the stomach slit. That's probably the most famous one, where he slots in VHS tapes.
I know. And later the flesh gun emerges from it. It's this grotesque merging of biology and technology, really visceral.
Visceral is the word.
Yeah.
Because they're practical effects, they feel so tactile, so real, in a way that maybe CG sometimes doesn't. It makes the body horror genuinely disturbing. The review says, repulsive, hypnotic, and strangely erotic.
That nails it, I think. It's repellent, but you can't look away.
And the sound design is crucial too, right? Howard Shore's score.
Yeah, it's very minimal, electronic, kind of ominous. And the review mentions the use of sound echoes, static, weird moans. It creates this constant sense of techno-paranoia, like the signal is always there, whispering.
Like a soundtrack of infection, almost.
Exactly. It really blends the technological and the organic sounds, reinforcing that theme of merging.
So getting to the core themes, the review makes it clear this isn't just about scares. It's this idea of media as a virus.
Right. Not just showing things, but transmitting. Ideologies, mutations, the idea that what you watch can physically change you. So for you listening, think about that. It's not just content, it's the delivery system potentially altering the receiver.
It seems incredibly ahead of its time, that idea.
Totally prescient, suggesting our bodies aren't separate from the information we consume, that media can literally reshape us. The review connects it to smartphones, constant connectivity. It really lands, doesn't it?
It does. And the body horror connects to that. It's transformation, evolution, maybe corruption by media. And it makes you ask, if our senses can be hijacked like this, what's real?
That reality collapse is huge in the film.
It feels like a precursor to the Matrix or something, questioning perception itself. How do you trust what you see or feel if it can be hacked?
And Videodrome offers no easy outs on that. It leaves you swimming in that uncertainty, just like Max. It's part of the point.
The review also picks up on the sex and death link, how screens become the arena for both stimulation and destruction, pleasure becoming pain, media becoming the new flesh.
That's classic Cronenberg, isn't it? Exploring eros and thanatos through technology. Videodrome really pushes it, suggesting our desires and fears get amplified, even mutated by the screen.
It's wild to think this was 1983, pre-internet as we know it. The review says Cronenberg was decades ahead of his time.
Hard to argue with that. Deepfakes, filter bubbles, digital addiction, the erosion of truth. So many anxieties the film tapped into feel like our daily reality now.
Yeah, it really does feel more relevant than ever, strangely. Now, the review does acknowledge criticisms. It says the plot is vague, maybe deliberately so.
Sure, it can feel ambiguous.
And the pacing can be slow in parts. And obviously the imagery is intense, disturbing. It's not an easy watch. Doesn't wrap things up neatly.
Which is fair, but I think that ambiguity, that discomfort is part of its power. You know, it's meant to be unsettling and make you think, not just entertain in a straightforward way.
Right. But despite that, there are moments that just burn into your brain. The review lists some highlights.
Long live the new flesh. That line is so iconic, so cryptic.
Yeah. And the TV screen sort of, it's like sucking Max's face in. That visual.
Debbie Harry's weirdly seductive broadcast.
Yeah.
Very eerie.
Had the flesh gun. Max's hand merging with the weapon. Such a potent image of that tech-body fusion.
Absolutely. And that final scene, the final transmission, the review calls it bleak, beautiful, transcendent. It just leaves you hanging, thinking.
So summing it all up, the review paints Videodrome as this truly visionary, really original piece of work. Disturbing, yes, but brilliant in how it digs into that dark zone where technology, the body, and the mind all collide.
It's that mix, isn't it? Cyberpunk horror, media theory, psychosexual nightmare.
And yeah, predicting so much about deepfakes, digital addiction, all that stuff way back then. It's not just a movie, it's an experience maybe. A transmission, like the review says, from a future we might actually be living in now.
It definitely sticks with you. Makes you reconsider your own relationship with screens, with media.
Okay, so that wraps up our deep dive into Videodrome, drawing on that insightful review.
We covered a lot of ground there.
We did. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Just consider how those themes we talked about, media shaping reality, technology changing our bodies, the blurring lines, how much does that resonate with your world today? Maybe just think about your own connection to your screens and the information you let in day after day.